So, בעזרת השם נעשה ונצליח והשם עלינו ברחמיו ירוויח. There is a very, very famous Mishnah that we read every morning. The Mishnah comes from Masechet Pe'ah in chapter 1, Mishnah 1. I'm going to read it in Hebrew and then Brian will read it to us in English. I'm not going to read it all, but Brian is going to read all the English. So, Hazal tell us in a Mishnah like this. אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, הפאה והביקורים והרעיון וגמילות חסדים ותלמוד תורה. Then, Hazal continue in Masechet Shabbat. And they say like this. ואלו דברים שאדם אוכל מפירותיהם בעולם הזה, והקרן קיימת להם לעולם הבא. And what they are? כיבוד אבאים, גמילות חסדים והבאת שלום בין אדם לחברו ותלמוד תורה כנגד כולם. You remember we say it every morning in davening in Shahrit? Brian, will you read for us, please?
Sure. These are the precepts that have no prescribed measure, the corner of a field which must be left for the poor, the first fruit offering, the pilgrimage, acts of kindness and Torah study. These are precepts whose fruits a person enjoys in this world, but whose principle remains intact for him in the world to come. And further.
Yeah, right to the end.
They are the honor due to father and mother, acts of kindness, early attendance of the house of study morning and evenings, hospitality to guests, visiting the sick, providing for a bride, escorting the dead, absorption in prayer, bringing space between man and his fellow, and the study of Torah is equivalent to them all.
And the study of Torah is equivalent to all of them all. So we have to understand what does it mean? What is the Mishnah trying to tell us? So Rabbi Ovadia Bartenura is one of the famous commentary on the Mishnah. He born 578 years ago in the north of Italy. And when he wrote the commentary, he explained like this. That he tell us that, you know, what does it mean that the Torah, when a person study Torah, it's equivalent to all? It's equivalent to all the mitzvot in the Torah when a person all the mitzvot that exist in the Torah. When you study Torah, it's equivalent to all of those mitzvot that mentioned. That means we have 613 mitzvot, nachon? When you study Torah, one mitzvah of studying Torah, it's equivalent to all of them. Can you scale it? One mitzvah against all the rest. Does it make sense?
Depends what sort of intensity you study Torah with.
Okay. So that's a very, very good question. I'll answer it now. I was thinking to answer it in the end because I plan to answer it, but I'll answer it now. Nachon, that it depends how deep you're learning. That's what you're trying to say. Nachon, Shimon? The difference is each one according to his level. You can't expect from a person that never studied at yeshiva to open a Gemara and start learning the sugyot and start arguing. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work. But if a person can do whatever he can, whatever his ability, that's good enough in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu will judge you according to what you can study and according to your ability. He's not going to judge you according to the Rambam. You're not on his level. You follow what I'm saying? You understand me? Absolutely. So everyone is according to his level. So now I'm going to bring another two Gemarot to tell us, to prove to us what's the value of studying Torah. And then we'll develop the show. So the Gemara in Masechet Brachot, I don't know how many of you remember that Gemara, that some of you done the Daf Yomi, in page 5, folio 1, what is Hazal say there? Kol ha'osek b'Torah yesurim betelim mimeno. I will translate. Hazal tell us in Gemara, Masechet Brachot, page 5, folio 1. A person that study Torah, Yesurim, everyone understand what is Yesurim? No. Yesurim is pain. what it means pain. Not only physical pain, also when a person has tzoros, any kind, and I will get to what I mean, betelim mimenu. That means if a person study Torah, all the headache, the physical headache, headache at work, headache at home, wherever it is, they disappear. HaKadosh Baruch Hu keep it away. And Hazal, a matter of fact, ask, what is Yisurim? What is the level of Yisurim? That when a person put his hand into his pocket and you want to take 5 rain coin, and the next thing he took, 1 rain coin, that's considered as a Yisurim. Pain. So Hazal tell us, you study properly Torah, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will make sure that even this kind of a sorry and agony and pain will disappear from you. Any question? No. Let's continue. The Gemara in Masechet Eruvin that I'm going to bring the famous wording of Rabbi Yoshua ben Levy. So the Gemara in Masechet Eruvin in page 54, folio 1, says something interesting. Amar Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi. Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi say, Ahash berosho ya'asok b'Torah. Ahash bigrono ya'asok b'Torah. A person that's have a headache, start to feel like he's having headache, should study Torah. A person that have a sore throat, starting to have a sore throat, should study Torah. Isn't it strange? But it's not. Hazal explained that if you study proper Torah, in a merit of that Torah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will take from you the headache. HaKadosh Baruch Hu will take from you the sickness of having a sore throat. So we see from here that there is something about studying Torah. It's not for nothing. Hazal wouldn't tell us. And now I'm going to bring a story from the Torah that happened. I'm sure some of you related to it. And how's it changed?
Before you carry on,
Yes.
does it matter what language you study Torah in?
No. As long that you study Torah, if a person can't read Hebrew, what can he do? It's difficult for him.
Yes.
As long that you study Torah, as long that you study the Torah properly. But to study properly, not just to read without understanding. You understand? So, I'm going to now bring a story that happened in our Torah, that Hazal tell us, that studying Torah can change the decree completely. And in Sefer Shmuel, in the book of Shmuel, how many of you heard about book of Shmuel? There is 2 books of Shmuel, you know. Shmuel Aleph and Shmuel Bet. In Shmuel Aleph, in chapter 2, the Torah tells us regarding Eli. Eli was a Kohen that was working in Bet HaMikdash. And he had 2 children, 2 boys, that was obviously Kohanim. And those 2 boys served with him in Bet HaMikdash. And the Torah tells us that the 2 children of Eli, Pinhas, Vehofni, that was their name. And when a woman, after they have a baby, after they deliver their baby, they have to come to Bet HaMikdash to bring the sacrifice to get pure. That during the time of the Bet HaMikdash. You follow? So, Pinhas and Hofni used to delay the woman in Bet HaMikdash for a night instead of sending them home on the same day to their husband, to be back with their husband. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent the messenger, and I looked at the Metzudot David. Metzudot David say Metzudot David or Metzudot Zion, I don't remember, one of the commentary, that explain who was that person that delivered to Eli, to their father, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu now going to shorten their life. He's going to take them. And a matter of fact, that curse will stay on that family. That means that every member, every descendant of Eli Kohen would not live for a long time, will live very shortly. And that was their punishment. But Hazal come and tell us something very interesting. If you open the Gemara in Masechet Rosh Hashanah, Hazal there tell us in page 18, folio 1. Hazal tell us that decree got changed. How's it changed? Hazal tell us about a sage. Stephen, you're smiling. You know that Gemara, huh? You know that famous Gemara. Hazal tell us there in the Masechet Rosh Hashanah, page 18, folio 1, Hazal tell us that one of our sages was from the house of Eli. And he was worried. And he asked the older sages, what should I do? Because there is a decree on my family. The sages said to him, study Torah, make sure that you should be osek b'Torah and gmilut hasadim, that means study Torah and do kindness, and the decree will change. And Hazal tell us in the Gemara Masechet Rosh Hashanah regarding, I think it's Rabbi or Abaye, am I right? Stephen, I don't remember, one of the sages, that they merit to live for very long life. So he constitution that according to that, all the descendants of Ali, if they want to live for long, they must study Gemara, and then the decree that was on that family not going to work anymore. So what do we see from here? That the merit of studying Torah can change even the decree of punishment that HaKadosh Baruch Hu put on. Any question? No question.
They changed it with the Davids.
Oh, that's right. Did you hear? The king, Hiskiyahu, what's happened? That night, Sanheriv came, you remember? And he said to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I can't fight. I can't do anything. Nachon? That was, you know when it was? Pesach night. I can daven to you. And he davened to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What's happened? HaKadosh Baruch Hu put the volume up. What it means, pull the volume up? That the army of Sanheriv hear the singing of the angel up in heaven. And Hazal tell us that in the morning when he wake up, he saw all of them dead. That's what you're referring to. There's many. The Torah bring us many, hundreds and hundreds example, but if we start, we'll never finish. So Paul wanted to hear about it, to share that idea with you, we share it. So from here we see that there is something with studying Torah. Rabbi, you sitting here, listening to Shiur of Torah, you don't know how many decrees you erase. Every minute that you hear Shiur Torah, you erase decrees. But now we have to understand how does it work. Nachon? Be'ezrat Hashem will try to explain by that the person study Torah, how does he change the decree? Anyone have any idea? Anyone can help me? So I'm going to bring what Hazal tell us in Midrash Rabbah. Hazal tell us in the Midrash Rabbah in Sefer Vayikra, in Parasha Kafhet, verse 5, Hazal say like this: Im nichshal adam, if a person make avera, nichshal, and for that avera is obligated a punishment of death, mita b'idei shamayim, yinatzel im ilmad Torah. By that he will study Torah, the decree of punishment that there is on him, even mita b'idei shamayim, that means a punishment of death up from heaven, can be changed. How do we do that? So Hazal explained by that a person do a mitzvah and study Torah. What is he using? He's using his brain, nachon, to study Torah, and using his neshama, his soul. By that you're using the most and the most highly level that there is on a body. That means the most important thing that a person can use, and what they are, the brain and the neshama. What do you do with that? You actually become united with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Do you understand me? Everyone understand? Paul, you look, you're not sure? Okay. I will explain. Because what did HaKadosh Baruch Hu command us? To study Torah, נכון? By that I'm focusing my brain and focusing my neshama, and I'm joining them together to what? To join HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I become united with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And if I become united with HaKadosh Baruch Hu say, I'm going to erase your decree.
I was just wondering whether there's an identifying characteristic so that you know that you're using your neshama. I mean, your brain, but your neshama.
I was frightened that you're going to ask me that. I tell you the truth. Funny enough, last night I give a shiur, once a month I have a hug bite. I give a shiur for a group from Sydney Islands North, from the Shul. They call Am Yisrael, and every time it's different house. A similar question been asked like this. I tell you what Hazal tell us. Certain people love to learn certain things. You'll see that there is a person love to learn Gemara. There is certain people love to learn halachot. And there is certain people love to learn Parashat HaShavua. There is certain people love to learn more the mystical of our Torah. Everyone according to what he like. Hazal tell us, when you feel that need to study certain things, you know that's where your neshama need to work on. You understand what I'm saying, Paul? I hope that I answer your question. I try to summarize it, to give it to you, to dish it to you. Also, by that a person study Torah, okay? From studying Torah, that will lead them to do the mitzvot. Hazal tell us in Masechet Kedushim, Daf Mem Amud Bet, that means page 40, folio 2, Hazal tell us like this, Talmud mevi li'idei maaseh. By that a person study Torah, he will keep the mitzvot. So come to tell you, Hazal explained, by that you're learning Torah, you change your character trait. What does it mean you change your character trait? You're working on yourself to uplift yourself, not to do any more averot. And if you're not going to do any more averot, HaKadosh Baruch Hu erase your minus in a bank. Because you minus by you doing averot. HaKadosh Baruch Hu erase them. Why? Because you're studying Torah. Studying Torah will lead you to what? Not to do any more averot, to work on yourself. You're working on yourself, HaKadosh Baruch Hu say, I'm willing to erase all the avonot that you've done. Avonot is the sin. You follow how it works? The third part that I'm going to bring, and that's very important for us to understand. Hazal tell us that the Torah is like a fire. When you have a fire, you see that the fire burns everything. Nachon? The fire, it's the best cleansing for everything. It burns everything. Nachon? You agree with me? And the Torah consider as a fire. By that the person study Torah, he burn everything. He burned the Yetzer Hara, he burned the evil inclination, he burned everything. What are you doing? Hazal tell us. Hazal tell us again in Masechet Kedushim, page 30, folio 2. Listen what Hazal say. Hazal tell us, HaKadosh Baruch Hu bring that. Hazal bring in what HaKadosh Baruch Hu say. HaKadosh Baruch Hu say, Barati Yetzer Hara. I created the evil inclination. Nachon? But I create a medicine for it. What is the medicine? Barati Torat Valim. What does it mean? HaKadosh Baruch Hu say, you want the medicine for Yetzer Hara? You want to manage to conquer Yetzer Hara? Learn Torah. By that you're learning Torah, and the Torah is like a fire, the Yetzer Hara run away. Why? Because when you're learning Torah, you run away. Because why? He's frightened to get burned. Because the power of the Torah is like fire. And if fire can burn everything, what's the power of Talmud Torah? You follow? Any question? Paul? Because you look to me thinking, I made you thinking, huh? I hope that I didn't confuse you. Okay, so now we learn from here one very important thing. And Rabotai, I'm not here, Has v'shalom, to laugh on anyone. But if a person become, whatever he become, he have a profession. After all, he have the title of that profession. That's what he specializes, nachon? But when you're learning Torah, you become specialized on everything. How does it work? Because you're cleansing yourself. You're uplifting yourself. And the Torah tells us that when you study Torah, Hazal tell us, a person become humble. Because the Torah make you humble. To understand that whatever you learn, you know nothing. Because as much that you go deeper in the Torah, you understand that you know absolutely nothing. So it's make you humble. By that you become humble and not arrogant, that will help you not to do averot. You understand? So the power of studying Torah can change every decree. So that's for a man, nachon? What's happening with the woman? Did you ask yourself? Stephen? Akon here. They? Okay. But how did they do cleansing? How did they can change the decree? So Hazal explained to us, and I'm going to bring only two, and that will help. Hazal say, by that a woman allowed her husband to go and study Torah, or children, she become a partner to the husband. So whatever he learned, it's like she learned. So the merit that the husband get, she get. Do you understand? So now you sitting here, listening to Shi'ur, the wife at home. You know what is it? Automatic credit? You can say that to the wife. That's mean by studying tonight here, for those 20, 30 minutes that we're having the show, she gets a credit of 30 minutes. And that's help her to erase and to change the decree. That's mean by that you're sitting here, you're changing the decree of you and your family. When I say your family, not only your wife, also your kids. Did we understand the power of the Torah? Do you understand what you're doing when you sit and study Torah? Arav Ovadia Yosef, Zecher Tzadik V'Kadosh Livracha, says something very extraordinary. And he explained, there's a book that's called Abir HaRoim. And he said like this, it's a new book about Arav Ovadia Yosef. And there he explained, and they brought one of his vote. And he said like this, Nachon, by studying Torah, we can change the decree. But how do we know how to change the right decree? Do you understand? For example, a person that done Hilul Shabbat. Everyone understand me what is Hilul Shabbat? No. A person that didn't keep Shabbos properly, desecrate the Shabbos. How should he do atonement to that Avera, to that sin? He said, by studying the law of Hilchot Shabbat, the law of Shabbat, you do an atonement for the Averot that you done on Shabbat. And the same with everything else. That's mean that you're sitting and you're learning Hilchot Shabbat, you're doing atonement for all the Averot that you done in Shabbat. You understand what I'm saying? And he said that the woman, if she can study Torah, because she's not obligated to study Torah, what's she doing? But as long that time that she studied Torah, that she doesn't take time from her family. That means to dress the little kids, to make sure. If we're talking about a woman that the kids is out of the house, it's a different story. But if she is a mother, that she has children at home, not on the sake of the kids. That means if a mother have children at home, the wife have children at home, not on the sake of the time of the kids. So what did we learn from here? Let me summarize. We see from here that the Torah is a remedy or emelant for us to understand that if there is decree on us, it will change. Any kind of decree. Not only that Chas v'Shalom, if there is a decree of the punishment of death, and the power of the Torah to change that decree. That means that the Torah has so much power when we study it that we can erase any decree that there is on a human being. Now time for question. No question? Okay. You sure? No question? So, please God, we should all merit to study Torah properly. And on that merit, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please God, will forgive all our sin. And the studying of the Torah will be atonement to all our sin, Be'ezrat Hashem. And then HaKadosh Baruch Hu will see that we really want Mashiach because we're really studying Torah, and send us Mashiach tzidkenu b'mehera b'yameinu, amen, ken yeh ratzon.